How good could Florida's defense be in 2025? If you are new to the show, welcome. Make sure you're subscribed. Florida fans, we're talking college football, nothing but college football. If you want us to talk more about your Florida Gators, make sure you're subscribed. 629-888-3931 is where you can leave a voicemail at. And we got one from one of y'all wanting to talk about where Florida's going to rank defensively in the SEC this year. Take a listen.
Hey, it's Matthew from Parkland, Florida, and I just have to ask you, JD, do you think that Florida will have a top 5 defense in the SEC this year? They got one of the best defensive fronts in college football with 2 projected first-round picks, Tyreek Sapp and Caleb Banks, coming back with a great linebacker room, a little young experience at safety, and good secondary overall with Ron Roberts leading the charge. What do you think about the Gators' defense this season?
So let me start with this. Everything you're saying is true. I do not think Florida will have a top 5 defense in the SEC this coming season. Last year, they were like double digits in yards allowed per game. They were double digits in terms of points allowed per game, just in the SEC. All right, now, so to me, making the jump from being where you were last year to top 5 in the SEC be a bit of a stretch. It'd be a touch generous. Now, I would also say this, the schedule Florida plays, and Florida fans right now are rolling their eyes saying, oh boy, schedule talk again. Yes, schedule talk again in the context of what your defense has to go up against. You have to go up against some of the best offenses in the SEC. I mean, Ole Miss, LSU, Texas, who knows what Georgia's going to be this year, but Mike Bobo's got himself a revamped group of pass catchers on that side of the football. So you compare their schedule to what a Missouri schedule is and who they're going to play, it's very, very different. So all that's to say, while your statistics may not reflect you being a top 5 defense in the SEC, it doesn't mean that you can't be good enough to get to where you want to go, is the whole point I'm trying to make here. Like, the long answer here, while the short answer is no, the longer answer is, I think you just got to be good situationally, brother. And this is kind of where the nuance of this whole discussion starts. This is where you get away from the statistics of it all and you get more towards the just, okay, what do we need every single Saturday? Last year, Florida was really good at the end of the year in the spots they had to be good. Like the game against Ole Miss, the game against LSU, you're at home, you allow less than 20 points a game, bam, good situationally. Everything I said before was true, though. You were in double digits when it came to yards per game and points allowed per game, but it didn't matter because on that day, in that spot, you were good enough against those offenses. So it's somewhat of a consistency thing I think you would have to point to if you're a Florida fan, but I do really appreciate the continuity Florida's working with, top 20 in college football in returning production. So what that says to me is, while the talent level you think is going to be in a pretty good spot, what you make up for with cohesion and just playing together well as a unit, that can get you part of the way there. So when we look at what Florida has in front of them, what I just said, the task I think is just be good situationally. I don't need you to be a top 5 defense in the SEC for us to win 9 ball games. I mean, 10 ball games. I think depending on what DJ Lagway gives you, that's how you live or die. Like this sounds a little bit morbid, but defense, I'm not asking you to win games for us every single Saturday. That's not going to be our game plan. Hold you to 15 points a game and then we win the ball. Like that's not my approach if I'm a Florida fan. My approach is defense be good enough, take the football away, which we'll get to more in a second, and then DJ Lagway, you go win us games. Defense, just don't lose us games. We play Texas. We're probably not going to shut them out. They hung north of 40 on you a year ago. I understand DJ Lagway didn't play in that game. Can you hold him to 24? Can we do that? Can we give DJ Lagway a chance? Michael Sturdivant, Dallas Wilson, Jaden Ball. Can we give our offense a chance to then go win the game for us? Defense, you're kind of the safety brake of this whole thing. I don't expect you to be the gas or the engine and get us to where we ultimately want to get to because you have this incredible Saturday. There might be some Saturdays we need you to do that. But overall, it's going to be DJ Lagway, skill players. Can you go win us the game? Now, speaking to what I was referring to a second ago about the taking the football away, I'd be very okay if Florida is middle of the pack in the SEC and total defense when it comes to what I mentioned a year ago. Like improved, yes, top 5, probably not in the conference. If you can be middle of the pack, but have that same turnover output you had a year ago defensively, for everything Florida wasn't last year throughout the course of the season, they were top 10 in America in takeaways a game. I can live with feast or famine. I can live with feast or famine so long as you're not allowing 28, 30 points a game. I understand that if you're a football coach, you might be cringing a little bit hearing this. That might be the formula for Florida. I'm not saying that's your ideal world you live in, but I'm okay with that because I think if DJ Lagway is who you believe he's going to be, that could be good enough. So take the football away. Don't be the reason we lose. Don't be the bane of our existence, the thorn on our side, and we might have a chance every Saturday, all right? So not a super in-depth X and O's breakdown for you there. Top 5 in the SEC, don't think so, but I don't think that's what's required for Florida to get to where they want to go. A lot more of that, to me, again, goes back to the number 2, goes back to Napier, goes back to the offense and the skill players, elevating and turning on some extra juice for the car that is the Florida team in 25. Appreciate y'all being dialed in. Make sure you are subscribed. Again, if you're a Florida fan and you want us to do more Florida content, the way to let us know is by subscribing, all right? 629-888-3931. Give us a call. Let your voice be heard. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.